Hey, it's your girl Barbie J, back with another one of Tyler Perry's comedy dramas, Sistas, Season 5, Episode 17. Looks are deceiving. And they sure were with this picture, but Fatima wasn't. Our girl was not trying to hear it. It starts off with Zach and Fatima, and she's showing him that picture, and he's like, no big deal, because he didn't even kiss her. Zach is like, he don't care. And he said that he and Karen just hugged, and that's it. And Fatima said, it doesn't look like that to her. And Zach was just getting upset, and he was like, wait a minute. I ain't doing this with you. And she was like, do you hear what I'm saying? And I was looking like, listening, going, she hear what he's saying? So he was like, I ain't doing this with you. And he tries to walk away, and she grabs his arm and isn't even listening to Zach because he just keeps saying, Karen set us up. Oh my God. And she's like, what, Zach? And he's like, she set us up. And to me, it seems obvious, but Fatima wasn't trying to hear him at all. And I couldn't understand why. After the performance that Karen put on the night before, after the letter writing thing, why wouldn't, after her showing up to the house, why would you not put it past her to do this? So she grabs Zach's arm and he asks her to let go of him until they are finished. And she was like, I ain't letting go until we finish talking. And she wouldn't. No matter how much he kept asking her to let go. And then he had to remind her about the gym and how she wanted him to let her go, saying she needed time. And he asked, she was like, fine, and let go. And he asked, where did she get the pic? And she said it didn't matter. Yes, it does, Fatima. She already, to me, she already had Zach guilty, But anyway, then they moved on to Sabrina and Bio, and she tell him what is going on, and she asks him for the money, and he asks her, what kind of person is Maurice, and she said, he's a good person. He's a real good person, and then he's like, questioning her about, Maurice, you said he was with this guy. In my country, that's not a good person. So she thought he was homophobic, but he's like, no, that's not what I mean. You said he's with a guy who is bad news or whatever it is and robbed a bank. And in my country, that is not a good, good people don't hang around with people like that, basically. That's what he was trying to say. So Bio was like, let me think about it. He was like, this is really difficult. He said, not that it was difficult, but he was like, she's like, you only have to give the money and then you'll get it back once the court, he comes to court. He's like, yes, but what if he runs? He said, then I'll lose my money. And he doesn't know him like that. Why do I do that with the accent? So I was right about him saying no. And I ain't mad at him for it either, because I would have said no too. You don't know that man. You know what I mean? She don't know that Maurice won't yell. You can't even stop him from calling you a biatch all the time. You sit there like a wimp. And what you going to do? Say, oh, I'm sorry, Bio, when Maurice feels like he don't want to go to court or he can't go back to jail and runs away. Come on, Sabrina. Anyway, so Bio leaves because he said this is awkward and he wanted to take her to dinner. But Sabrina wasn't in the mood, and as she opens the door for him, Calvin is standing there about to knock. So Calvin and her, they start talking. Calvin only had $20,000 and she only had $87,000. And Calvin said his father would put up his house, but Sabrina said that won't work because they want cash. Then they start talking about Q. Have you seen him? And that he's been driving Maurice's car and sleeps in it. And Sabrina says he's a menace and they need to do something. Now we have Robin going into Andy's office and asking her to have dinner with him at the steam plant. But she wants to keep it professional. Then he tells her that he's meeting with Gary and his crew in the morning and, to let them know that he got up the money. And she asks him to wait until she gets in the morning. So he said he can do that because she wants to look them in their faces when they come out. She wants to see their expressions. Anyway, so then he said, how about stopping by and having a drink with a man that you owe 2 major favors to? Then that would be fun, And Andy was like, okay, I'll come by and have 1 drink, then I'm going back home. But after all the stuff he done did for her, damn, you can't go have dinner? Come on now. It's dinner. You ain't got to sleep unless you just don't trust your damn self, Andy. And I think that's what it's all about. You can keep it professional all you want. You could still be hanging on to that. He disrespected you stuff, but you didn't have a problem with asking him for favors. You didn't have a problem having him get Sabrina out. and helping Maurice and putting up millions. So, girl, don't sit there talking about professional, because they ain't professional to ask your boss for that money. Hello, hello, hello. Anyway, I'm sorry I went off. Now, we have Preston. He's cooking in Danny's apartment. She comes home and said that she thought he was leaving on a midnight train to Tuscaloosa. Danny's so crazy. And I was saying the same thing. And he said he thought he was too, but he just wanted to talk to her about why she won't marry him. And Danny told him that they don't have enough in common. And he wants to know why she doesn't love him. And she said that she does, just not the way that he loves her. And Danny admits that she likes her space and being her full authentic self. Then ended with she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. And her answer is no. Then Preston said he should probably leave, and he doesn't want to be, he said he should probably leave. And then the next thing they start talking again, and he's saying he doesn't want to be single his entire, like, what am I supposed to do, Danny? Be single my entire life? And Danny said, isn't it better than being married to the wrong person your entire life? And I said, hello, Danny, you making a whole lot of sense. But Preston didn't get what Danny was trying to say about that. Then he decides to leave, saying he'll talk to her tomorrow. And when he tries to hug Danny goodbye, it seems as though she was trying to pull away from him. It seemed awkward. So now Zach shows up at the hair salon looking for Karen, and Pam is giving him a hard way to go. He decides to call Karen from the salon phone because she wouldn't answer his calls. So she answers. He asks, where is she, saying he needs to talk to her. She's like, why are you calling from there? He's like, where are you? She said, I'm at the steam plant. And I said, uh-oh, that's where Andy's going to meet Robin, ain't it? So Zach tells her not to move. Then Pam, he puts the phone down and runs out the door, and Pam tells Karen a little bit of what's going on about the picture, and Pam tells her to run. I said, she's so crazy. Don't sit there. Get out of there. So now Aaron wants to know what is up, and Karen's saying, oh, she don't know and doesn't seem concerned about what is happening, and she's deciding what meal she will choose from the menu. Then she tells him, by the way, Zach may be showing up. And Aaron wants to know if it's something to be concerned about. And Karen's like, it's not my concern. But he did sound really mad. And I'm sitting there going, how's she going to act like she ain't concerned and then say he's really mad? And I'm saying to myself, Karen is really calm about this. Maybe just too damn calm for me. So I'm just wondering. So anyway, Aaron doesn't, want Karen dealing with any drama. And she said that she won't be, she promises. But then he wants to leave, and she's saying no because it's her first time out of the house and she ain't leaving and she wants to eat. And Aaron is saying, are you sure you don't know what it's about? And she's like, your guess is as good as mine. I'm like, I don't know. Then we have Andy and Danny on the phone, and she tells him about Preston wanting to marry her. And Andy's like, that's strange. And she admits, Danny admits that she doesn't want him like this, and that she just wants to get laid to stop thinking about him. And Andy reminds her about bringing home strays and not to do it. So Danny tells her, okay, and that she's going to go to see Sabrina. So Andy hangs up, and when she sees Robin come through the door, they go over to get a seat, at the bar. Then she notices Karen is at the restaurant and goes over to say hello, like, hey, girl, what's up? And then Karen's like, oh, why you here? She gives her the child support papers saying that she signed them already. And Andy's like, without me looking at them over, Karen's like, well, I didn't give them back to him, so you can look them over now. So Andy says she'll take him home and look him up tonight. So Andy walks away, and then Karen jumps up and tells and walks over there, excuses herself from the table, and walks over there and tells Andy that Zach is coming, and he sounds really angry. So Andy wants to know why, and Karen said, I thought you would know. Why would Andy know, Karen? Why? I'm like, oh my God, Karen is trying to accuse Andy now of knowing something and is just not telling her. This is why you're here, because you know he's coming, she's saying. You knew I was here. And Andy is like, I didn't know you were here. Robin invited me. Oh, the Robin that you're mad at? And I'm sitting there going, Robin helped get your friend out of jail. Did you forget that? Really? So Andy is telling Karen to just relax. Just relax. Go over there and enjoy your man, honey. What? She said, and if you don't mind, I'm going to go over to the bar and have a drink, a thank you drink with Robin and go home. And Karen's like, a thank you drink? And she's like, yes, for helping me with Sabrina and Maurice. And Karen goes, I said, girl, what is wrong with you? I would think she'd be happy that Andy wasn't there with Gary. You know what I mean, y'all, right? Put that down in the comment section. She's crazy. Anyways, she says, she's like, if Zach shows up and starts some ish, Andy's like, relax, go over there and enjoy your man. It seems to me, if Karen is so concerned about Zach starting something, why won't she leave? Especially when Aaron wanted her to. Like, really, y'all? Who feels the same way? Let me know down in that comment section. So Andy goes back over to Robin, and then Fatima calls, telling Andy that she confronted Zach, and then Andy's big mouth tells Fatima that Zach is on his way to the steam plant. She said Karen told her that she said Karen told her he's on his way, and she's like, what? Like, Karen's there? But Andy never mentioned that Aaron is there too with her, so it sounds like Zach is meeting up with her to me, come on. So Fatima wants to know why Zach is coming there to meet Karen. And Andy is like, I don't know. She's like, everybody is asking me questions tonight. So Fatima hangs up saying she'll call her back. Then Robin asks, is everything okay? And Andy says she thinks everything is. Then she and Robin gets their martinis, and Robin toasts to forgiveness, and Andy wants to toast to him keeping his business, and he said he couldn't have done it without her. And she said, I know. And he's like, oh, listen to this. But it's not, honey. All you did was gave him a business card of a loan shark. I'm like, come on, girl. You ain't do nothing. You passed a business card to a loan shark. You better hope he don't get his arms and legs broken behind this mess. Then that'll be your fault too. Anyway, then we see Fatima at the house sitting there with little Miss Messy, telling all of her business about her and Zach's relationship. Fatima tells that Zach is going to confront Karen and that she doesn't think it's a good idea, nor did Angela. But then the truth is, if you had given your man just a little benefit of the doubt, he wouldn't be a madman right now going out there about to get into a bunch of mess. Now here's Angela. Oh, I shouldn't have shown you that picture. And Fatima's telling her, oh, you did the right thing, girl. But the big question is, Fatima, did you do the right thing, girl? Why aren't you standing with Zach as he confronts Karen? She tells Angela that Zach said it was just a hug, and she's acting like, yeah, it didn't look like just a hug to me. And then Fatima starts about all the ish she has put up with in the past. And unfortunately, she can't see that she's projected all of her ish from her past on Zach. And that's the problem here. And before, TP used to have her as a calm thinking person and a rational thinking person. And he's like taking all of that out of the Fatima that we were introduced to and know and love. But anyway, now we got Angela's telling Fatima that is not that right now. And that she reminds her that she always says Zach is different. So I said, oh, so now Angela's flip-flopping, and now she's like giving Zach the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh my God. So we have Fatima still all allowing Angela to vouch for a girl who now she says doesn't even know Karen, but she's in her salon. You in Karen's salon, and they still are not mentioning the person's name as if it's a secret. When you are becoming an attorney, people, you need to ask the right questions when you're in court. You need to be Perry freaking Mason up in there. And Fatima is sitting there telling Angela that she don't really know Karen and she's cool. I said, when is she cool the way she just acted the last couple of days? But some of the ish she does is crazy. So Fatima decides she's going to sit there and wait for Zach to come home and what she going to say and all this stuff. And Angela says she'll wait with her. But then Fatima jumped up, grabbed her purse and said she heading to the steam plant. I said, you better go ahead and stand with your man. That's what I'm talking about. And Angela's like, I'm going with you. So now, because she wants the drama. That's why she going. Now we have Calvin and Sabrina receiving a call from Maurice. And again, where's that operator asking if they'll accept the charges? And Maurice just starts, with the attitude and calling Sabrina a biatch, and he keeps saying he can't stay in here much longer. What's going on? Y'all not doing nothing. She lets him know that they're trying to get up the money, and Calvin is telling him to stay calm, and Maurice is being nasty and rude to the only two people who are trying to help him. And I'll be honest, if that were me, his ass would be in there for a while if he didn't check his mouth. I'm telling you. So he hangs up on them, and then Danny arrives at Sabrina's apartment. So Calvin decides to leave. Andy sits down and asks Sabrina what Bio, said, and she told her that he said no. Sabrina's now concerned that Maurice may break while in there, and I know she's still worried about him signing those papers. Anyway, Danny is telling her there's nothing she can do about it. Maurice caused this, so stop beating yourself up about all of it. And she keeps saying, I know, but I got to do something. And now we have Sabrina wanting to get high with Danny. And she keeps telling her that there's nothing she can do about it tonight. I said, you want to get high with Danny? And yep, she gets that pen and starts puffing on it, smoking. I said, oh, look at here, little nice girl. Now we got her puffing. We done seen Karen. We done seen Andy. We done seen him. I was like, wow. So now we have Zach showing up to the steam plant, telling Karen he has one question and that he doesn't like her playing games. Zach asks her, did she have someone take a picture of him yesterday? But actually, y'all, isn't it supposed to still be the same day? It was that morning. It wasn't yesterday. It was that morning. So there we go with an error in the script. They really need to have people read over these scripts before they have them say it. Anyway, let me go back. So Aaron is trying to talk to Zach, and Zach is getting louder and more pissed than ever, asking, is that why she was being nice to him towards Karen? And he banged his fist on the table, and Karen is saying, stop it, Zach. And he said he ain't stopping because you're effing with my life. And he told her, I ain't talking to this corny ASS dude. So I don't know why he keep talking to me. I just want you to answer the question. And Karen's like, I'm not answering nothing. And Zach is yelling, and Karen is like, Aaron said, let's go. And Karen's like, yeah. And she tries to get up. And Zach says she ain't going nowhere and pushes her down kind of like back into her seat. And that's when Aaron grabbed him and they got into a big old fight. And that's how it all went down, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. It was a little exciting. I got into it. You know what I mean? Anyway, before I go, I'm asking you, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Hit the like button, which is the thumbs up button. Write a comment, and please share my video if you feel so honored to do so. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.